There are also new details emerging tonight of a failed last-minute deal that possibly could have averted the war in Iraq. Negotiations to have Saddam Hussein simply go into exile. Let's go to CNN's Brian Todd. He's watching this story for us. So what are you learning about this deal, Brian?
Well, it's not exactly clear how the deal fell through eventually, Wolf, but according to accounts we're getting, there was knowledge of these discussions at the very highest levels. A dramatic ultimatum on the eve of war.
Saddam Hussein and his sons must leave Iraq within 48 hours. Their refusal to do so will result in military conflict.
But just weeks earlier, President Bush may have known Saddam Hussein was looking for a way out. February 22nd, 2003. Meeting with then Spanish Prime Minister Jose Maria Aznar at his ranch in Crawford, Texas. According to the Spanish newspaper El País, Mr. Bush says the Egyptians are talking to Saddam Hussein. He seems to have indicated that he would be willing to go into exile if they would let him take $1 billion and all the information that he would want regarding weapons of mass destruction. Contacted by CNN, a senior Spanish official with knowledge of the meeting says there's a very high probability this account is accurate. No comment from the Egyptians. As for the White House,
if you think back to that time, there were a lot of rumors. There were a lot of people floating ideas around about what may or may not happen. All diplomatic measures ran their course.
CNN previously reported that Saddam Hussein agreed to an offer of exile from the United Arab Emirates just 3 weeks before the invasion, but that the deal fell through. On the Iraqi president's reported talks with Egypt, analysts say he may not have had much technical knowledge of WMD to escape with, and they say this deal shouldn't be viewed with too much hindsight.
Certainly, in retrospect, a reasonable one to contemplate, but compared to what we were hoping for at the time, far worse of an outcome than Mr. Bush envisioned and thought likely after the U.S. invasion.
At the time, State Department officials said they knew about that deal with the UAE and thought that was a good idea. But on any talks between Saddam Hussein and the Egyptians on exile in exchange for $1 billion and his WMD knowledge, we could not get State Department officials to comment on that one. Wolf.
All right, a what-if kind of story. Brian Todd reporting.